Star of the famous show Friends, Matthew Perry died at 54 on October 28th after an apparent drowning. This led to a global mourning as fans and acquaintances of Matthew from all over the globe shared their sadness caused by his demise. If you are his fan and want to know about Matthew's dating history, then stay tuned because in this video, we are going to uncover all his past relationships. Perry was never married, although he was at one time engaged, so let's see whom he dated and whom he was engaged to. Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow and Perry had a summer fling just before Friends flung him to fame. Gwyneth Paltrow captioned in her Instagram post for Matthew, "I met Matthew Perry in 1993 at the Williamstown Theatre Festival, Massachusetts. We were both there for most of the summer doing plays. He was so funny and so sweet and so much fun to be with." Perry also described his time with Paltrow in his memoir, saying they met at a party and slipped off into a broom cupboard and made out. They drifted apart after being friends for some time. Julia Roberts. Perry and Julia Roberts dated during the early days of Friends. Perry connected with Roberts before she guest starred in an episode from season 2 of Friends called The One After the Super Bowl. Roberts had been approached to appear in the episode, but said she would only do the show if she could be part of Chandler Bing's storyline. It was soon after that when Perry went to woo the Oscar winner. He sent Roberts 3 dozen red roses and a card that read, "The only thing more exciting than the prospect of you doing the show is that I finally have an excuse to send you flowers." Not yet convinced, Roberts apparently sent back a flirtatious challenge. In her reply, she asked Matthew to explain quantum physics to her, and only after that she would agree to be on the show. The following day, he sent her a paper all about wave-particle duality and the uncertainty principle in entanglement. And only some of it was metaphorical. That response worked, and before long they were conducting a courtship by fax. In his book, Perry wrote that he was walking on air while dating Roberts. However, Matthew said his anxiety over being abandoned ultimately contributed to his split with the Notting Hill star. He was certain that Julia Roberts would eventually break up with him because he was not enough and he could never be enough for her because he was broken, bent, and unlovable. So instead of facing the inevitable agony of losing her, he broke up with Julia Roberts. Yasmine Bleeth. Perry's Friends character Chandler Bing had a crush on Yasmine Bleeth following her turn in Baywatch, and the pair eventually dated in real life. Their short-lived romance took place in 1996, but Chandler continued to make several references to Bleeth in the future seasons of the beloved NBC series. Lauren Graham. Matthew Perry and Lauren Graham were close to each other, though she has said they never exactly dated. There have been rumors that Matthew Perry and Graham dated briefly in the early 2000s, but the actors have never said that they were an item. They did cross paths multiple times over the years, co-starring in the 2008 movie Birds of America. Graham also appeared alongside Perry in one episode of his reboot of The Odd Couple, which ran from 2015 to 2017. Ellen DeGeneres teased Graham about the romance rumors with Perry multiple times through the years on her talk show. Graham and Perry met at an event where they became friends, according to Graham. Matthew has also shared a cozy picture of them in his memoir. Molly Hurwitz. Matthew Perry was engaged to literary manager Molly Hurwitz. Although Perry never tied the knot with her, they dated each other since 2018, and it was in 2020 that Matthew popped the question. The reason that Matthew decided to get engaged was because he was desperate that she would leave him, and he did not want to be this injured and alone during COVID. In 2021, they split. The reason for the breakup given by Matthew was that sometimes things just don't work out, and this is one of them. "I was high on 1,800 milligrams of hydrocodone when I asked her to marry me," he wrote in his memoir. It was after his stay at rehab facility in Switzerland when his relationship with his fiancée deteriorated. He was sobering up, which made him realize that he was engaged and he was not ready for any of that. This is the reason why they broke up. Tricia Fisher. Perry began dating Tricia Fisher, the half-sister of the late Carrie Fisher, around the time A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon wrapped filming. He was 18 years old at the time, although Tricia wanted to take their relationship to the next level, but Perry decided to wait. They split for a brief time, and during the peak of Friends, they started dating again. But Perry's fear of abandonment crept up again, and he ended the relationship once and for all. Rachel Dunn. Perry dated former fashion student and longtime girlfriend Rachel Dunn for 2 years before breaking up in 2005. In his memoir, he described her as the ex-girlfriend of his dream. According to the sources, the reason for their breakup was Matthew wanted to stay focused on his sobriety, and their breakup involved no drama. They break up around the time when Friends was wrapping up. Jamie Tarses. Matthew Perry met Jamie Tarses in 1994 prior to being cast in Friends and dated her for several years after she divorced her then husband, Fox TV producer Dan McDermott. This was a very valuable relationship for Perry because Jamie helped him a lot during his substance abuse struggles, which in part led to his decision to end things. He wanted to give Jamie her precious time back that she gave up just for taking care of Matthew and being a nurse to him. He ended the relationship because he wanted Jamie to give all her time to her important life other than him. Natasha Wagner. Perry was in a relationship with Natasha Wagner, the daughter of Natalie Wood and Richard Gregson. But because he needed more and had not dated her properly, the two parted ways, though they remain friends. Lizzy Kaplan. Perry's longest relationship was with Mean Girls alum Lizzy Caplan. Though they kept their relationship fairly quiet when they were dating, their romance began as friends with benefits. After 6 years together and almost getting engaged, the couple separated in 2012. Once again, his fear of getting abandoned became the reason for the breakup. He always wanted to marry her and have 2 kids and a house with her, but the story ended because of his fear of abandonment. So that's it for today. Hope you liked the video. If yes, then do not forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, then do subscribe to the channel.